count me in.
1, 5, 9, 3, 2, 1, go.
I'm John Gallatin, and I'm with Spartan Stream. And here for MU Insights, we have a very exclusive interview with the world-renowned composer Stewart Copeland. How are you doing today, Stewart?
It's a beautiful day in Wabash and in North Manchester.
Well, I'm glad you're here today. So, how are you feeling compared to LA weather compared to this?
Well, LA weather is warmer, it must be said, but it lacks snow on the streets.
Of course.
You know, the ice, hardly any.
So, first off, I just really want to delve into your personal life, like with you being obviously in the police.
Not true. I categorically deny all of those things that people are saying.
But yeah, with the police, obviously.
It was not the entire Bolshoi ballet. It was only 5 of them.
Yeah, with you being an '80s rock star, obviously that is much different than today's day and age. So how is that difference really affected you in any way?
Wait a minute, the difference in what exactly?
Like of life itself between like life in the '80s, like as a rock star, compared to composing and orchestrating music in today's day and age.
Well, this life is much more sedate, civilized. I became a film composer, and one of the first things I had to do was get rid of the snakeskin pants.
Of course, yes.
Because going in to get a job as a film composer, they don't want a guy in snakeskin pants. They want a guy who's going to do a job for them. So I switched to Gap and became a suburban dad driving my kids to school. And by the way, Gap pants are much more comfortable because back in the day, it must be said that when you wore skinny jeans, they didn't stretch. And so tight pants were tight.
Yes,
and it took commitment. Kids these days have no idea. You got your stretchy jeans. Any damn fool can wear tight jeans nowadays because it's stretchy. Back when I was a kid, it took commitment to be a rock star.
Obviously, it was a lot of hard work for you.
Yes, and not as comfortable. I preferred my Gap look. But then, when we did the big police reunion tour, the designers, they took a look at me. Now I'm a suburban dad, and oh dear, and they got me in tight pants again. My wife was real happy about that. But it was stretchy tight pants.
There you go. So moving on, what sorts of challenges have you faced being this big name music composer during your life?
I cannot scratch my ass in public is the main challenge.
There you go. That'll happen.
One of the prices that I've had to pay.
So, obviously you have seen MU footage of the opera and the cast doing like their hardest work they can. So how do you feel that this opera tonight and tomorrow will turn out?
I've been seeing, last night I was at the dress rehearsal actually watching them do it. And I got a sore throat from all having a lump in my throat watching them go for it.
There you go.
Not just the fact that they're really nailing it, but the way they throw themselves into it. I'm affected by that.
So you're very high expectations and you're very looking forward to this tonight then?
Oh yeah, baby.
There you go.
Rock.
So this question, I actually emailed Deborah about this because I didn't know how you'd feel and she said go for it. So obviously you've written operas, ballets, oratorios. So would there be any chance of a surprise return from the famous Clark Kent?
There are many who have asked that question. And that could happen at some point. But like you said, I've got all kinds of other stuff going on. And the fun thing about Clark Kent is I get to do it all myself.
Oh, yeah.
But the fun thing about not Clark Kent is that I don't have to do it all myself.
Exactly. So there's definitely a difference between your music composing than all by yourself then.
Yeah, it's a different, the player guy, the drummer guy, the guitarist guy, different animal from the composer guy. The drummer guy is like loud and obnoxious, bangs on stuff and makes a lot of noise. The composer is more introspective, sensitive, kindly.
I like it. So last question I have, because I'm a huge video game person and I played Spyro.
Oh,
so
excellent.
you
Did
had
version?
Yes,
They
I
did a
did.
real good job with it.
Oh yes, they
Some
did.
poor son of a bitch had to listen to every note and recreate it
Exactly.
very faithfully.
It's very
only
good.
with much richer samples and fatter sound. But
Oh yes.
I told him after he had already done that, dude, you could have called. I could have sent you the digital performer file, all the MIDI files. I could have sent you. I could have showed
Oh,
you
yeah.
which actual sound libraries I went to and everything.
Oh yeah.
But they did a real good job.
Yeah, I enjoyed it very much.
Yeah.
So with that, you did Spyro the Dragon, obviously, and then you did another one called Alone in the Dark.
Yeah.
Do you feel?
To be specific, I did one song. I did the main song.
Okay.
Alone in the dark.
Okay. So do you feel that any more video game endeavors are in the future for you?
Not really. It's some of the most fun work I ever did.
Okay.
And the result is some of the best music I ever wrote. Even though it was for a video game, it doesn't matter what you're doing it for. I throw myself into it. The inspiration's the same, whatever it's for, whether it's a symphony or a video game.
Of course.
It's the same river flowing with the same musical inspiration. And it's sort of not what I do now. And you got to, in film composing, you're in or you're out. And the first time I said to my agent, called, yeah, we got to film that. You got to send us a show reel, in an hour. And I said, well, he never called again because he's got 10 other composers on the phone saying, I need a job.
Yeah.
And if you're not 100% committed, you're not in.
Yep.
You're either in or you're out.
Thank you so much. So tonight 7:30 p.m. and tomorrow 7:30, Stewart Copeland's The Invention of Morel at the Honeywell Center. It's going to be a great time. I am very excited. I will be there tonight. So do you have any last remarks for this?
Well, I would say it's going to rock, but it's not going to rock. It will move you. It will be an emotional experience.
Of course. Well, thank you very much, and we're glad that you were here today.
Thank you.